There's to be a get-together with my Summersea friends tonight. I'm just being petty, sulking over this too. But really, who wants to go over crop reports and tax documents on her birthday?
With bright cornflower blue eyes set over a button nose, she stared longingly out of the open windows. Her pale skin still bore the light bronze tint it always picked up in the summer, just as her light brown hair, neatly braided and pinned in a coronet on her head, was gilded with sunstreaks. Her cheeks were still girlishly plump, but any touch of youthful shyness those cheeks gave her face was offset by her round and mulish chin. Even at 16, Lady Sandraline Fautorin knew her own mind. She was dressed simply in a loose blue summer gown of her own weaving, sewing, and design, a gown that would never show a wrinkle or stain, no matter what she had done with her day. Sandry was a thread mage, with the right to practice as an adult. She tolerated no wayward behavior in any cloth in her presence. Her stockings never dared escape their garters any more than her gowns dared to pick up dirt. Every woven scrap in Duke's citadel had learned the girl's power since she had come to look after her great-uncle Vedras.
The day's fading. I should do something before dinner besides pout.
She thrust the bulky package aside.
Do you know, the only time I ever see you shirk your duty is when Ambrose's packages arrive.
While Sandry daydreamed, Duke Vedras IV had come to stand in the study's open door. He leaned there, a fleshy-faced, powerfully built man in his mid-50s, dressed in blue summer cotton of her weaving and stitching. While his clothes were plain and his jewelry simple, there was no denying his aura of power and authority. No one would ever mistake him for a commoner. Neither would they mistake his obvious affection for the great niece born of his wayward nephew and a wealthy young noblewoman from Namorn. Sandry blushed. She hated for him to see her at any less than her best.
Uncle, he's so prosy,
she explained, hearing the dreaded sound of a whine creep into her voice.
He goes on and on about bushels of rye per acre and grows lots of candles until I want to scream. Doesn't he understand I don't care?
Vedras raised his brows.
But you care about the accounts for Duke's Citadel, which are just as thick with minutiae.
Only so you won't.
When Vedras smiled, she had to fight a smile of her own.
You know what I mean, Uncle. If I don't stop you from worrying over every little detail, you might fret yourself into a second heart attack. At the rate Ambrose goes on, I'm the one who will have a heart attack.
Ah, so you need an altruistic reason to take an interest, rather than the selfish one that this is your own inheritance from your mother and your own estates.
Sandry opened her mouth to protest, then closed it.
Something about that sounds like he just turned it head over heels on me. I just can't put my finger on what.
Very well, then. I submit that by looking so conscientiously after your affairs and his own, I know he has properties in his own right. It is quite possible your cousin Ambrose courts a heart attack.
He straightened.
Just because your Namornese inheritance is in land and in Namorn is no reason for you to treat it lightly, my dear.
He walked off down the hall. Sandry put her hands up to cool her cheeks, which were hot with embarrassment.
I've never gotten a scolding from him before,
she thought with dismay.
I don't care for it at all.
She glared at the ribbons on the package of documents. They struggled, then ripped free of the wax seal and flew apart. With a sigh, Sandry grasped the edges of the folded wrapping and began to remove it. The 18th day of Blood Moon, the year 1041 KF, the Andaran-Emelon border. After several side trips